Hey guys, it's David with My Freedom Smokes, and today I'm going to talk to you about the new iJoy Tornado 150. The iJoy Tornadoes have been a great line of RTAs. iJoy's taken a stab at doing the same style tank and a sub-tank, meaning it comes with a couple different options for pre-built coils, and you can still build on it with an RBA section that is included. It says 150 in the name, so it does have a capability of doing up to 150 watts with one of the particular coils, which is the one that comes pre-installed. Is a 0.3 ohm coil for 80 to 150 watts, so there's going to be a higher wattage coil. And you also get a 0.25 40 to 80 watt coil. Both are real good flavorful coils. The tank itself reminds me a lot of their iJoy Tornado Nano, just because it's a shorter build. Everything is compact, puts off great flavor. The coil system itself is very similar to like the Aspire Cledos, where it's the chimney and coiler are kind of all-in-one vertical coil. Just maximizes the efficiency of the airflow, puts off a real good flavor, and then with the higher wattage you're getting real good vapor production as well. It's a 4.2 milliliter tank. It's a 25 millimeter diameter, so it's one of the wider tanks, or as I've said a couple times, 24, 25 is about the average size tank these days. Whereas 22 used to be, that's kind of a mini tank in today's day and age. So it's a nice little short fat tank, puts off great flavor. Just there's nothing from the coil to the mouthpiece. It's just a small direct line of area for the vapor to travel, so you're not losing out on that flavor. I'm currently using the 0.25, which is a stainless steel 316, so it can be run in temperature control, but I'm a wattage guy myself. Running this thing at 65 watts. The tank itself comes with a nice wide bore Delrin chuff cap. This is not, you can remove it, but it doesn't come with a 510 adapter. Instead, the chuff cap hole itself is your 510 adapter, so you can actually put a 510 drip tip on top of that chuff cap. Alright, so that's enough about the tank itself. Let me kind of show you the coils a little bit. Got another one here. This is the black edition. We do also carry the stainless. Alright, and does have the bottom adjustable airflow. And then the top cap removes because of the top fill. You pop that coil out there. And just like the Cledo, you want to take your glass off, and I always find it best to kind of lean it to one side, and it pops loose from those O-rings. And you take your coil loose from the base. There we go. And the coil just connects to the bottom of your base. Threads in, like I said, is your chimney coil all in one. That is the 0.3 ohm coil that comes stock in the tank. The 0.25 is actually in the box. I actually had spent through and used through on my 0.3, so that's why I'm using the 0.25 now. It was a nice wide open, almost as wide as the 510 would be itself, wide opening inside of the coil itself, so it gets plenty of wicking and just puts off a great flavor. Just from the way the airflow works on that, works really well. So you get both of those coil options, and you also get your little RTA section, because I mean, the Tornado was initially an RTA to begin with, so they do include a nice RTA building section for you. And there it is. It's a two-post design, similar to the Velocity, except they use wide open holes instead of two holes. It's just one hole for each post. And then you get your little channels for tucking your cotton wicks. And then under coil airflow, so it's basically a miniature version of the Velocity style deck you've seen on a lot of RTAs. I haven't messed around with that a lot, but it is a good bit wider than the other one, so you may lose a little bit of juice capacity, but I wouldn't say it'd be too much to really worry about. You're still going to have plenty of juice capacity in the tank itself. Some of the extra goodies you get in the box is you get your spare glass, which is always a must. Accidents do happen. They do actually give you a drip tip. Like I said, it wasn't a 510 adapter, whereas it was actually the 510 adapter was the chuff cap. A little bit of cotton. You get a couple coils for the RTA, some extra screws, and then extra seals. Looks like red seals in case you want to add a little color splash to it instead of just having a black on stainless look or black on black look. And then last but not least, you get your little handy screwdriver. See if I can get that out of there for you. There's a nice long black handled screwdriver. They've come a long way from them little tiny little blue screwdrivers. They seem like they got a lot more meat to them now, so it's something a little easier to grip onto when you're working. On those blue screwdrivers that used to come with everything, I would only really use them to wrap my coils around because they really weren't enough to grab on to really do anything with. I'd always use a set of screwdrivers, but this is a nice screwdriver that actually works well and is usable. All right, I think that about covers it for the iJoy Tornado 150. I'm gonna have a couple more vapes on this, and then I'll give my final thought on it. All right, so overall, I'd say the Tornado 150 would be great for somebody that's looking for a nice, flavorful sub-tank style, where you're going to be buying your coils, having to buy the build the coils all the time, but you still have the option to build coils if you decide to do so later on. You want to handle higher wattages with your flavor RDA or flavor tank in this case. Definitely the iJoy Tornado 150 would be a great option to check out. So we do have these available on our website. You can check them out there. If you have any questions about them, you can leave them in the comments below. This has been Dave with My Freedom Smokes, and thank you for vaping.